Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's continue with the conversation about the task ahead of the governor-elect when he gets the baton from Dr. Olusegun Mimiko. That will happen in a couple of weeks. Mr. Tunji Abayomi, you've been talking to us, and again, I will wonder that your party is now, even the president said that election which brought Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu as the governor-elect has turned your party apart. How do you move forward from here? First and foremost, he will be saddled with the responsibility to be the leader of the party in the state, and again the leader in the state. And your party right now in Ondo State is in shreds.
Party is not in shreds. How can it be in shreds? Those who didn't want to stay in the party left, and those who want the party stayed. You cannot say a party is in shreds when those who didn't want the party went to AD and they competed with us and we defeated them. We are very solid. A party in shreds will not win this type of election. Let me assure you. But let me say something about what we intend to do. We are going to build a new state based on innovation. Abraham Lincoln said, to make a difference, you cannot walk on a beaten path. You have to burn and thirst for distinction. That's number one. The second thing is that one of the sources of developmental neurosis in this country is irresponsibility of government in terms of corruption, misuse of money, and waste. All of that will be contained under this government. And finally, the preoccupation, our preoccupation, will be the well-being of the people of Ondo. In other words, we will work the government to work for the people of Ondo State. You're going to see a great time and a good time for the people of Ondo State.
This kind of confidence coming out of the political party who just won an election. But when they get into it, they will tell us, we didn't know things were this bad.
Listen, we are following Awolowo.
Your party at the center told us that same thing.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you,
let me quickly allow
sorry, we follow Awolowo. Did he not do good for Ondo State? We follow Ajanshi. Did he not do good for Ondo State? Adebayo Adefarati. Did he not do good for Ondo State? We have a history.
All right, let's talk about history and the future now. The history is that in terms of health and maternal mortality and issues like that in Ondo State is notable for doing some good things. And when we wonder, the continuum that we always talk about in government, but as a change of power from one political party to the other, do you see a continuum in this sense?
Well, probably from the precedent that has been laid by the government, these people have, the APC have taken over from different states. I don't see anything different. And besides, when Sabayomi was mentioning the good governance in the Ondo State, and I was thinking that I was going to mention Abdulrahman Mimiko. With all due respect, we have not been trained. When things are good, you are good. If you are bad, you are bad. If you done something that is not connective, yes, you can highlight it. You just highlighted one issue as a good maternal mortality and some of these things that people have seen about the government, what they have done, schools and all. It may not be satisfactory to some others. To some, it may be. Then it is left for the present government, whoever takes over, to add to that particular quality.
Mr. Bami, you think Mr. Mimiko has done well? Mr. Bami?
He did so. But
it's
too little.
It's too little.
To what we have.
But I know some of your roads were pretty bad 8 years ago.
Yes,
but the roads are good now.
I don't have a road. I don't have a road to my town, and it's a capital of a local government.
Let me allow. I just wanted you to come in that.
Even in this Akure, if we leave the main road and to turn right or left, there's nowhere to walk.
Okay.
That's
what you were saying. Sorry.
And then the debt profile.
Yes, I've already made my point.
Well over
I'm sure he has acknowledged some of these particular things.
Just as we round up in one sentence.
Yes, I'm happy that but my own take is this. I am having a lot of apprehension with regard to how we allow our election to end up in courts. We need to find a way of making sure that every election that takes place ends up in the ballot box,
Okay.
and that's all.
All right.
And that is the reason why I'm encouraging all of my colleagues who are leading political parties. We must take the Electoral Act review process seriously. Some of this correction must be made so that every litigation whatsoever must be finished before an election, so that whoever take governance will not be waiting or apprehensive that where I am sitting, the next day I will be removed from office through the court process.
Right.
It doesn't make sense at
Mr.
all.
Bahami, your last words on the
Well, my
program.
last point is this. I do not share his view that the government should be praised because the election was free and fair, no violence. The people should be praised. The tendency of the government in power was in fact anti-peace. That's my view. But the people of Ondo State, when I was here last time, I told you, the people of Ondo State are ready for this election.
We must leave it
and
at
that
that.
this election will be very
we
fair.
must leave it at that.
I
Thank you.
made mention of commitment for the people and government of Ondo State. That
There's
was my
nothing
We
point.
must leave it at
there's
that.
nothing to comment the
Gentlemen,
government.
many thanks, Mr. Atunji Abayami, member of the APC and the National Chairman of Conscience
National
Party,
Party,
Alhaji Yinusa Tanko.
Yes.
Many thanks for coming on the
Thank you
program.
very much.
Many thanks for being such
Thank
a
you.
great company on the program. On behalf of everyone, bye for now.